What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the
Yeah, he tried to say that
wake at the
me doing shows on him is going to cause somebody to go Charlie Kirk him and he's afraid to go outside or so. I don't know. It was so weird. Ooh.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Oh, welcome everybody. I'm Will Bird. This is Cold Beer Confessional. Sorry, I actually was slated to go live earlier, but there's a shooting in my town, and Mariah was texting me about it. Apparently, at least a couple people with gunshot wounds, but it seemed like from Scanner Food tried to say that the shooter was on scene with the police, so maybe it's accidental I don't know. But there was a shooting in my town. It doesn't seem as sinister as someone texted Mariah and made it sound like there was a fucking active shooter running around our town and shit, but it doesn't seem like that's what it was. But I was trying to figure it out. Here, I'll let you hear this audio. Here's your boy Bert.
Last Friday, that jerk over at that other website or that other podcast who divulged my address, told everybody where I live.
He's almost in tears here.
It's people like that make people that make stuff like this happen.
So it's people like me that make It's people like me that make Charlie Kirk's assassination happen.
Last Friday, that jerk over at that other website or that other podcast who divulged my address, told everybody where I live. It's people like that that make people that
I thought we were the freedom of speech guys.
make stuff like this happen. He went back on his show the next night, and I didn't tell you guys this yesterday
Okay.
because I've taken a couple days off, if you guys remember. Part of it was because of that.
Oh, he took days off because of me.
I was actually trying to see if I could find somewhere else to move to.
He's in tears, I guess. Look at him.
He went on his show 2 days in a row and spent the whole time. I was just kidding. Don't nobody go do anything bad. Nobody go do anything bad, okay?
Okay, I don't wink like I'm like, hey, big guy, come over here and put that thing in my mouth. That's a weird wink there, Bert. Look at that. Easy.
Anything bad. Nobody go do anything bad, okay? Covering his ass. Because he knows he doxed me.
Covering my ass. I'll tell them that you're in apartment 319. I don't give a fuck. Cover this ass.
We live in a country right now where the left is fucking crazy. It's irresponsible to say something like,
You made the mistake of thinking that I give a fuck, Bert. I don't. I have zero fucks to give about you. I don't know what made you think that I do. I don't.
that. I walk out the door now, I don't know.
Terrified.
Fucking crazy.
Well, the world we live in, everybody walks out the door and they don't know. Maybe we should have some more comprehensive gun laws. I'm just saying.
I was just kidding. Don't nobody go do anything bad. Nobody go do anything bad, okay? Covering his ass. Because he knows he doxed me. We live in a country right now where the left is fucking crazy.
It's left. It's crazy.
It's irresponsible to say something like that.
The right wing is blinded by hate. And I'm going to prove that to you in a minute.
I walk out the door now, I don't know.
He don't know. Motherfucker, I walk out the door now. I don't know.
One of his followers is as nutty as that son of a bitch that just shot Charlie Kirk.
That we have no details about, but as nutty as that son of a bitch has shot Charlie Kirk. I'll show you the perfect example. The right wing is blinded by hate, right? Like, if they do something crazy, it's okay because they'll just make up that the left already did it. If it's right-wing violence, they just pretend like it's left-wing violence. If it's left-wing violence, they're like, we've never done anything like this, even though they have. So watch this clip. Hold on. I might have to refresh to get the clip to come up, but give me just a second. Okay, where is it? Hold on. Let me relaunch my this application. Give me just a second. And then refresh. Yes. Okay. Sorry. It's the phone companion. I send the links to myself, but it'll take just a second to refresh itself. As long as I'm connected to Wi-Fi. Anyways, it doesn't seem like they have much to go on. They're even offering a reward now. The two people they arrested, they said they weren't going to release the photos unless facial recognition failed. Then they almost immediately released the photos. So it doesn't seem like their facial recognition stuff did too well. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the investigation is leading anywhere so far. Not to say that won't change. It might. Who knows? But as far as we know now, it doesn't seem like they got a whole lot. They released the pictures. It is the American flag shirt, like Legend found. If you're in our Discord, we were talking about this the other day. That is it. There's also I think it's someone's ring or someone's home security system caught a video of him walking towards campus, and the guy looks like he's limping. So they said they found a 30-06 Mauser in the woods. Mausers are old military rifles that at the end of World War II, there was like over 100 million of them, and they were super cheap. A lot of people bought them, sporterized them, used them for hunting. My dad owned a couple. I might still own one. I can't remember. Mausers are a plenty, right? You can find them all over the place. Stupid cheap, nothing special. But the limping video makes people think that he might have had the firearm down his pants because he was limping in one video but not limping in another video. I don't know if they've done the ballistics now. It wouldn't be crazy to just find a Mauser. At one time was like a stupid fucking cheap gun. They're more expensive now just because inflation and blah, blah, blah and whatever. Mausers were like stupid cheap, a high-powered firearm. It wouldn't be crazy that they just found a Mauser in the woods. I'd like to see what condition it's in, I guess. Like if it was obviously taken care of, well, old and shit, had only been there for a couple of days. But if it was like dirty or like covered in dirt or like rusty or whatever, it wouldn't be crazy they just found one, to be honest with you. Boot prints, a palm print, security cam footage, and the firearm they think. We'll see. But here, let's check this out. Where is it? Is this the link? It's the Nancy Mace video clip. Here it is.
Own what happened today. I am devastated.
All right, Democrats own what happened today. Well, we haven't caught the killer. We don't know his motive. There was some stuff that there may have been some anti-fascist or pro-trans words carved into the shell casings. It seems like even the agency that reported that is walking that back now. It doesn't matter. It's already out there. It's already being spread. But it seems like they were walking it back saying, we're not sure about that. But we still don't know who it is, what the motive was. But Democrats own it just because Charlie Kirk was on the right. But when you ask them about the state legislator that was assassinated with her husband and their dog by a guy who had a list of other Democrats and pro-abortion places and people, dressed up as a police officer, was going to door and assassinating people. No, we don't have... Well, yeah, just listen.
My kids have called...
We don't even know the shooter yet, remember. We don't know the shooter yet. Maybe left-leaning, could be.
Yeah, it wouldn't be weird for me to go somewhere near where I live and find an old rifle laying in the woods. Like maybe somebody committed a crime with it. Maybe somebody just left it out in the woods. Maybe, who knows? But that wouldn't be weird like where I live. Maybe that's not the, Bug Dude's saying, that wouldn't be crazy for where he lives. Yeah, I would like to think that they're not that dumb. And they're like, oh, well, this Mauser's clean, well old, well taken care of, blah, 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 right? But I don't know. I'd like to see a picture of it.
A Trumper, could be a griper, Could be some anarcho further right. We have no idea yet. We don't know.
Panicking. They probably, all the kids of every conservative in the country call panicking. Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot.
That's all true, right? That's all true. Just because you speak your mind doesn't mean you should be shot, blah, blah, blah. You know, this shouldn't have happened. Political violence is not okay. But this reporter is going to ask her, if Democrats own this, then Republicans own the assassination of the state legislator, right? Right? He had a hit list. He was clearly a Republican. He's a Trump supporter. Everybody testified he's a Trump. But listen.
Because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot.
By that logic, do Republicans own the shooting of the 2 Democratic lawmakers?
Thank you. Who is this guy? Thank you. How dare you? She's going to say, how dare you?
What do you think she says next? He obviously, Destiny thinks she says, how dare you? What do you think she says next? She's going to bring up, I can't believe you're trying to make it about that. This is about Charlie Kirk, okay? He's dead. That's who we're talking about here. Well, you just said Democrats own this, so Republicans own those, right?
How dare you? We don't even know. He's having, this is my purest Dave Rubin exchange. You don't even know if that guy was a MAGA or not. He was probably a leftist. How dare you even talk about that right now?
In Minnesota?
Political.
Isn't this on both sides?
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking.
Isn't this on both sides? I can admit that, right? There are crazy leftists. There are crazy right-wing people. There is violence on both sides. There's calls for violence on both sides. There's nothing like January 6th, I think. You know, I guess you could say, you know, the BLM stuff. But I can admit that. The right can't. No, never, ever, 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 ever. We didn't do anything. What about January 6th? That was an inside job. What about, that was Antifa. The FBI said that. Did you hear how many FBI informants there were in the crowd? Never, ever, ever. What about the state legislator? Oh, that guy was really a leftist. Yeah, you didn't hear Tim Walz put him on a fucking board one time. That's why they try so hard when they found that picture of this old man with mental health issues that was being arrested, and he was only arrested for resisting police or whatever. They tried so hard to find a picture of an old man in women's clothing so they could say that he was trans immediately.
We don't know what condition Charlie Kirk is in right now. Some raging leftist lunatic put a bullet through his neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
How?
Some raging leftist lunatic put a bullet through his neck, and you want to talk about... get the fuck out of here, lady.
His neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
How dare you? How dare you? I can't...
They're outraged about everything. Even when it's the right that does it, they find a way to blame the left. Right? And the problem is, the left can denounce this, denounce this, denounce this, denounce this. It doesn't change anything. Trump could come out. He's probably the only guy with the power to tone everything down, but he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it turned down. He wants it turned up. As long as the left keeps denouncing it, they're even pinning right-wing shit like the guy that was driving around as a police officer assassinating people on the left wing, and the left wing still denounced it, but the right will not. They just have excuses. Charlie Kirk raised money to get Paul Pelosi's attacker his bail paid. Like, what the fuck?
I can't believe you. How dare you?
These people have a mental disorder.
She's absolutely right. How dare you?
No, I'm asking
not
you.
at all.
You said the Democrats
No, this is on. Democrats own this.
But isn't there a problem with political violence across the spectrum?
Yeah, we're talking about Charlie Kirk right now.
Yeah, we're talking about what I want to talk about right now, okay? We're talking about what I want to talk about, okay?
It's like, I don't know. They used to, when a shooting happened, they would just hope really badly that it was like somebody on the left. Now they just make it up, right? Trans for everybody, like Trump says. Now they just make it up.
Talking about Charlie Kirk right now?
Yeah, we're talking about what I want to talk about right now, okay? We're talking about what I want to talk about, okay? What I want to talk about.
I don't know what this next one is, but I want to click it.
This was moments before the shooting.
I'm shot with a...
Oh, let me talk about something, okay? I can, right now, take any writing in the world I want, a group of text. I can take any group of text. It doesn't even have to be words. Like, I could just hit the keyboard 150 times to have 10 pages, and I can publish that right now on Amazon, okay? And I'll get a publication date of 9/12, because it's after midnight. 9/12/2025, okay? It's just a bunch of random characters. Now, tomorrow, let's say a terrorist attack happens. Let's say a terrorist attack happens tomorrow, okay? Let's say the local Piggly Wiggly was attacked by terrorists. Tomorrow, that happens in this hypothetical. Then I go back, and my book that was published on 9/12, not 9/13, 9/12, I change it to Terror at the Piggly Wiggly, the 9/13 terrorist attack at Piggly Wiggly. Now, what that would look like to you, if you went to Amazon, it would look like I published a book about something that happened on 9/13. I published it a day early, as if I knew, as if I was predicting the future, or it was an inside job. Now, if I wanted to get that book out extremely fast, I would go to ChatGPT and say, write me a 10-word or 10-page book on the the terrorist attack that happened today at the Piggly Wiggly. And it would just pump it out, and I would do that. And I would send it to Amazon for fulfillment, right? For printing and fulfillment. Because Alex Jones is melting the fuck down because somebody wrote clearly an AI book. It's like 30-some pages. An AI book on the Charlie Kirk assassination, and their publication date was yesterday, or it was 9/9. Not 9/10 when he was shot, but 9/9. But that doesn't matter. The publication date could have been anything. Look how big my balls are, a memoir, right? It doesn't matter. You can hold a publication date for any reason, and you can even make up bots that'll hold a publication date for you every day. So basically, it'll make one for 9/9, and then 9/10, then 9/11, then 9/12. It'll hold a publication with just, text in there, and then you can go back and change the title after the event happens. And we see this all the time. It's stupid.
Moments before the shooting.
I'm shot with a ballistic firearm from off screen. Oh!
Not to mention, I don't even know how Amazon puts the publication date depending on time zones and an international dateline, whatever. Anyways, you could change it to anything you want afterwards. So, like, if I had a book that was published in, let's say I had a book that was published in 2023, okay, on Amazon right now. I could go right now and change the title to Joe Biden has cancer and he hasn't revealed it to the public or something, right? And then people would think that I wrote a book predicting that Joe Biden's cancer, he had it, and it would come out after he left office. But it doesn't matter. You can't see what their former title was. You can't see what the former book was. You can't see anything they used to hold that publication date. All you can see is what they have it as now, and they've taken it down. I think just because it got so much heat and it was an AI piece of shit book. Like, you can go to, you personally in my chat, can go to ChatGPT and say, write a 45-page book on the escalation of political violence since Trump took office. But it'd be less than a minute. You'll have a book, and you can just publish, and you could just have Amazon publish it. It's easier on like nonfiction books, like write about the September 11th terrorist attack, right? It's easier on that because it'll just pull from news articles and put a book together.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, nothing.
I'm shot with a ballistic firearm from off screen. Oh, what was that?
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
One shot, one kill.
Oh, no.
4 hours ago.
Oh, no.
Straight shot.
Bad timing.
Straight shot.
Oh no. Charlie Kirk just got shot like that. Why? Why the fuck does chat keep saying Charlie Kirk? I was literally watching the video when you said that. Insane time to make that joke, but you do not know what just happened. He doesn't know.
Bad timing.
Oh no. Oh no.
You want to know who our crazy local Tennessee fucking meth head? Well, I guess it's Adderall. It's not technically methamphetamine, but it is an amphetamine. You want to know who he thinks is responsible? Adam Calhoun, his biggest hater.
You guys remember those old guy walks into a bar jokes, right? Well, I got a joke similar to that. A guy walks into an Instagram story, tells everybody that his lawyer backed out in a massive lawsuit case against a poor young girl that tragically died that he claimed wasn't real. Then he proceeds to...
We were all wondering, Upchurch has been talking about the Kylie Rodney case and talking about how, like, he's going to win it and her mom didn't even want to be part of it and they're going to drop it, but his lawyer just left the case.
Say not only did his attorney back out, but then he doubles down on the fact that she's not real. Good luck, guy that just walked into that. What's up, everybody? I know our country isn't in the greatest place right now.
You won't believe why he thinks that Adam Calhoun has something to do with Charlie. How many times have you heard me use like references or tell stories or a hyperbole about being shot or shooting or yeah, it's insane the amount, but that's why.
Over the things that's happened in the last 24 hours and just based on what today is in general. But what's beautiful about our country is when locals come on here and move.
Morals and rules.
You know, do their thing, that we're allowed to do ours, man. Hey, freedom of speech, man. We're all taking risks, right? I guess you could say I'm taking a risk right now by going in on this old chubby Billy over here. I mean, who knows, man? You know, he could get upset enough one day to come motorboat me to death. Why did I just say that? Who knows, man? This is what you deserve, dude. What I'm getting ready to go over right now, what I'm getting ready to talk about, is what it's long time coming, man. And this is, before I get into it though, look, the definition of a locale, in case anybody doesn't know. A locale.
That was funny.
Is somebody that kind of self-destructs on the internet, right? It's somebody that just unravels and just constantly crashes out on the internet. And they always have somebody.
Like Bert, right? He always overshares. He doesn't realize that everybody's laughing at him or how silly he sounds when he blames everybody else or everything else or expects people to pay him and he yells at them when they won't. Like Bert. That's exactly what Bert is. Typically, they don't have as much money as Upchurch. But Upchurch is probably going to have it for very long.
Blame
Everything Adam Calhoun does.
Never theirself, though. That never happens. But a lot of them are usually just lower class, just whoever's. But every now and again, you know, if you snort enough Adderall, you can have a pretty good fall from grace, man. But the locale proceeds to do is blame everybody else for the problems, continue to crash out, continue to spiral down. And as they spiral down and as they make the situation worse for themselves, they like to update folks.
The lawyer that I have.
On how bad the situation has gotten. Yeah, man, that's what makes the locale so great, is because they don't realize they're a locale. I should state that too, for people who, you might be new. You might be new. You might be. Yeah, so locales not only embarrass the shit out of themselves, but as they continue to dig their hole deeper and deeper and throw the dirt just right back on themselves, they just give you just chef's kiss, right? One thing after another. And the locale that we're going to talk about today, if you haven't figured it out already, is Ryan Upchurch, man, the locale himself, the main locale, if you will, man. It's quite surprising to see somebody of his stature just fall so far. But the series of clips that I'm getting ready to play, I literally just seen on his Instagram on my way home, and they were too good to be true, too funny to be true. And, you know, just for the sheer fact that this guy is such a piece of shit and just loves to dig into other people's business and try anything that he can to disrupt other people's lives and business, and literally takes it as far as he can. And here's an example of that. You could even literally move into this guy's house with him, live with him for multiple years as his personal assistant. And that still doesn't exclude you from being somebody that he's willing to try to dox where you live at, intimidate, scare, say, hey, I know.
His cousin and his best friend that he grew up with since elementary school. He's already cut them off. Fuck them. They tried to destroy him somehow.
Your driveway when you're not. And, you know, I know that means that your wife and baby is there by itself. You know, he's that guy, right? So, hey, let's tune into the locale now and let's all share this big old glass of milk together. How about that?
The South is also very adamant about protecting gun laws.
What did you say they were?
Abdoments.
Let's all share this big old glass of milk together. How about that?
The South is also very adamant about protecting gun laws.
What did you say they were?
Very adamant about.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. They're abdomen about it? Is that space just below your tits?
Gabe, you want to make an extra $200, $300 a week? Let's call it $300 a week. I will pay you $300 a week to screen record everything Adam Calhoun does.
That's another trait that I forgot to mention.
He also thinks that they all have a secret language and hand signal system for talking about, openly talking about having Upchurch assassinated. Like Jelly Roll, his wife, Adam Calhoun, all these other people that don't fuck with him anymore because he's lost his goddamn mind. They usually don't even speak about him anymore, but when they do, or when they don't, he thinks they have a secret coded system using different hand movements, different background lights, and code words to talk about having him assassinated in public.
About the locale is they're super lazy. A lot of them are jobless. A lot of them just live with family, live off of grandparents. A lot of them, like I say, they just can't. They have this inability to follow through, which I think is funny because I seen somebody sharing earlier that this guy, now he's going to come out with a podcast. And literally the first thing that came to my mind was the only way that this dude has now he's going to come out with.
Also, just an update, the podcast y'all wanted, it starts in about a week. We'll reveal the name on the first episode. This is long overdue. Thanks for your patience, ladies and fellas.
The podcast.
Sure.
Literally the first thing that came to my mind was the only way that this dude has a even slight 20% chance at a podcast is if somebody else does it for him. And at the rate that he is Xing people from his life because of his schizophrenic thoughts that are Adderall fueled, he doesn't have to follow through, right? And it's funny that I said that about 4 hours ago whenever it was floating around that he's going to do this podcast. I said, nah, he doesn't have what it takes to follow through with that, so unless somebody else is willing to do it for him, it won't happen. And of course some people argue with me like, oh, Church is he's a superhero. He can do it. So then, the very first clip that I just shared with you guys is of him not only being obsessed with Adam Calhoun and digging his hole deeper with the whole country rap scene, but he's too lazy to even screen record Adam Calhoun stuff himself, right? Because his phone is full, it's maxed out of like Parthenon stories and, the mapping of the local helicopter flight list of
I mean, hey, you'll have job security, that's for sure. Because he's never going to shut the fuck up, ever. He's going to continue to be a fucking loser. You'll make $200, $300 a week for a real long time.
Well, I'm glad you didn't specify on what Adam was supposed to shut up about because it's definitely not you that he's talking about. But, I mean, honestly, it's ramped up. The last 24 hours of the Ryan Upchurch angrily chatting and stories about Adam Calhoun, he really just catches full flame whenever Adam's not talking about him at all, right? Are you jealous that he's not talking about you? So now you're gonna. But listen, man, I don't think it'll be $200 or $300 a week for years to come because I'm pretty sure you're gonna run out of money pretty soon.
It's weird that y'all start talking about that, and then the lawyer that I have.
Yeah, don't jump the gun, gotcha, man. Don't jump the gun. So I would have to watch back my definition of a locale earlier to see if I put this in. They're insanely unaware.
These motherfuckers finna be grayer than Dumbledore when I'm done with you. Because you know why? Because it's about accountability, baby.
So 2 of the only people that haven't called him out, they've been avoiding the issue. He's demanding they say something on it. And they're clearly not going to be on his side, but he's oblivious to that.
Okay. Broadnecks, Demon. Y'all God-fearing men, ain't you? Demon, I know you a God-fearing man. You mention it every goddamn time somebody's around you. I do believe in God. I do. So I have trust in God that you two are gonna fucking say something. Because if you don't, I'm gonna fucking hound the shit out of you until you do.
Yeah, that's sad. So you're begging Broadnecks and Demon to speak their piece on this? I mean, don't want to speak for other people, but I think that it's a combination of 2 guys who would rather not, they're not, internet people in that sense. I mean, they're obviously internet people in the sense that they have careers that are on the internet, but I think when it comes to a artist that they've both worked with and that they both associated with and that they're watching crash the fuck out, I think they decided to just not speak on it at all, as they would have to be, unfortunately, negative there, buddy. And the fact that you're begging them to speak on it just speaks volumes about the whole scorn lover angle that we've all kind of, I mean, you act like an ex-girlfriend of Adam Calhoun and these guys that you just can't accept it. Like, I mean, we've all seen, right, a girl out there who the guy just said, hey, man, it's really not that deep. I just don't want to be with you, right? You're crazy. And that girl just freak out and just demands answers that you've already given her. And then they go reach out to all your friends.
The real jumping off the cliff was when Kylie Rodney passed away tragically, and her family and, her community, everybody was searching for her, and they found her body. And then Ryan Upchurch comes out and declares that she's not a real fucking person. She doesn't exist. It's a GoFundMe scam coordinated between her family. Her dad's actually her grandpa, and her grandpa is somebody else. And she doesn't exist. She's actually a 30 some years old and has a different name. Her car doesn't exist. You know, it was a GoFundMe scam. The YouTubers put it together. Like, he's insane.
Ago. Well, you tell me, am I crazy or not? This dude's demanding it. And he even said, I don't care if I lose money and you want to take me to court.
I don't give a fuck if you take me to court. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't give a fuck about losing money.
Bubba, you're going to want to take them to court if they say how they feel about you.
Y'all gotta say something. Y'all co-signing the fucking, Mr. fucking Yedem. You co-signing him by not fucking living by what you say and speaking up against something that is wrong.
Hey, dumbass. Also, it's not that they didn't say anything. Actually,
the only people on Upchurch's sides are people that are small that think that he'll give them an attaboy and make them blow up, right? Which he's done to people before, right? He'll give you a pat on the back and then suddenly you got thousands of people watching you. Or the people that were scared, their online career is not solidified enough that he could just end it, and he's done that too.
X went in on your dumbass too. You ever heard the song Wi-Fi? Yeah, dude, he said a lot in that. So again, not so sure if you want to beg for him to give you his wholehearted opinion, if you know what I mean.
You are associated with Adam way more than me. Even after he started his fucking bullshit that y'all know is bullshit. Y'all still tangoed with him.
And this is where it gets fun too. You remember when this used to work, right? You remember when Ryan actually had this power? And look, let me just clarify something real quick. I honestly, this was a thought that I had. I was like, man, once he realizes, and that's giving him a lot of credit, right? But once he realizes that he's completely fallen off and that nobody cares what he says anymore, that his word has zero power, which is where he's at now. He just hasn't realized it yet. But I was worried, like, man, when he realizes that, then we don't have the fun of watching this dude come on here and do this, right? And I was legitimately worried about it because it's part of my entertainment, man. And I take my entertainment seriously. I was like, man, he's not going to get on here and think that his word has power anymore, and that's going to suck, because then he's just going to be, you know, just a little shell of a human or whatever. But I was wrong. This dude's narcissist. I mean, when you literally run on railing Adderall in a lifetime of narcissism and just a weird-ass upbringing by your mom, just pulling the wool over your eyes, telling you everything's fine, while she also tells you everybody yours is fine. I mean, like, we're fighting a whole different demon right here, but I thank you for it. And I'm glad, Upchurch, if I hadn't said it today, thank you for not only being a clueless locale on the internet and saying a bunch of dumb shit and still thinking your word has power, but for recording it and uploading it here for us to all point and laugh at, and for me to, you know, break down like I'm doing now.
Are y'all aware of any of the weird-ass shit that he's been saying about babies? I'm gonna post it, don't you worry. It's weird.
No, Church, don't post it. You mean post the video that's already up that everybody can see? So, look, here's what Adam said. So, as a rapper, as somebody that metaphorically speaks about things, Adam has single-handedly destroyed you, whether you want to say it or not. You've done this with a lot of people over your career, and if BX Beast Boy doesn't give you that in the timeline, then he just stole 10 grand from you. If your timeline says nothing less than, hey, here's all the people that you've used your power and influence to hold your thumb over, whether or not you were right or wrong in a situation, you always come out on top because everybody was scared of you messing up their internet career, messing up what they had going, messing up what they had worked for years to do, and put on all this hard work and all this music out to build up. They realized that you were the internet kid and that you held the power to make a difference. Well, you've done it successfully with a lot of people, but then you went after Adam to do it, and you failed at it. He didn't buckle, he didn't fold, and as a matter of fact, he was able to turn the tides on you and to show what a little internet boy you are. Something I've been trying to do for years, but I don't have that kind of power, and I'm fine with that. I don't want that kind of power. Not only did that happen, but all those people that you managed to fuck over with zero consequences, they all of a sudden realized it was finally their day. It was their day to finally tell you, hey, motherfucker, that shit that you said and I had to keep my mouth shut over it.
Yes. So once somebody called him out, Adam, and kind of showed like he can't take us all down, and the tides were turning, a bunch of people came out and said he fucked me this way and he fucked me over this way. I don't even want to talk about it, but he did this to me, kind of deal.
Boy, you don't have that power anymore. And it's a beautiful thing, dude. So Adam was sitting on a panel with Triple T, that you like to make fun of a lot, who is a decorated war vet. Go figure, you just got done asking people how American they are.
Are you fucking American, dude? Like, y'all ain't fucking acting American.
So Adam just decides to, in a rap rhetoric, proceeds to say, hey, this internet boy.
MAGA has their own definition of what is American. I'm not American, right? I'm I'm not a veteran. I'm not any of these things because I don't support Trump and Charlie Kirk and the likes.
I literally stood up here on the internet in front of everybody and shot that dude right in the chest in broad daylight, and the dude was started to fall, and he's continued to fall since then. Matter of fact, just so people don't think I'm lying, I'll play the clip right here.
All right, so here it is, and you have to listen to it yourself. What Adam Calhoun says is they're talking about Upchurch's downfall, basically. And Adam Calhoun says, but remember, I'm the guy that came out first in broad daylight, shot him right in the chest, and he fell, and he's continued to fall since then. Now, obviously, this is a metaphor. He didn't actually come out and shoot him in broad daylight. He's talking about he come out, put this video out, and since then it's been downhill for Ryan ever since. He was big enough to put a video out that people actually started to question Ryan.
You are out of line, Adam. Just remember who fucking shot that fucking motherfucker in the chest. Point blank range in the chest, broad daylight. That motherfucker fell, and now he's just falling all apart all over the internet like a bitch. Fuck that dude. And fuck all these little nut-hugging ass faggots that ride with him.
So just remember.
All right, so clearly that's a metaphor, and he's talking about Upchurch. Now Upchurch is going to be like, didn't that just happen to Charlie Kirk?
What, Adam?
Yeah. So he said this dude's continued to fall and fuck that bitch. Which he's talking about you when he says bitch, by the way. I don't know if you, like I said, locals are a little unaware, so I cleared it up for you.
I mean, everybody's going to remember just yesterday about what happened with Charlie Kirk. You know, it's crazy that what you said right there is kind of, I mean, no, kind of that's what the fuck happened. He did get shot. Right in the front, broad daylight, just like you just said.
This one.
So clearly Adam Calhoun had something to do with it. I don't like Adam Calhoun. He's homophobic, misogynist. He's a piece of shit. But he didn't have anything to do with the Charlie Kirk thing, right?
A couple years ago, you would have had a couple thousand, maybe 100,000 people jumping down Adam's throat right now thinking that he had something to do with Charlie Kirk's death. And what a abuse of power that would have been. But thankfully, you don't have it anymore. You're just a little internet boy with titties sitting on your little farm.
Charlie Kirk had kids, a wife, a family. It's kind of weird, Adam. You talked in a rap song about me not being able to see my daughter when she's 2.
Again, I never thought I'd be explaining rap to a rap guy. But also, you weren't always a locale. So, now you're unaware. Yeah, he did in the lyrics say, you'll be lucky if you know your daughter when she's 2.
You'll be lucky if you know your daughter when she's 2. Is that him saying I'm going to come kill you before your daughter turns 2, or as he's been talking about throughout the entire song, like the way you're doing drugs, the way you're calling people out, the way you're living your life, you're not going to make it.
And at the rate you're going, those lyrics will go down in history. The only person that has control of that is you, though. And even though he pretty sure wasn't your friend at that time, just based on the lyrics, he was still looking out for you. Because that's a pretty good heads up, man. That's a pretty good indication that you're on some weird trip that if you don't turn it around and bounce back from, you may not know your daughter when she's 2. You are literally railing Adderalls and spinning out so fast that it's a possibility. Not to mention, you ain't gonna have anything by the time she's 2.
And then the lawyer that I have.
I keep jumping the gun. Quick,
That's so bad. His lawyer bailed on the case.
How lyrics aren't literally real life. Because in that case, you would have had to been bit by every single snake.
Deerdorf. Motherfucker, you live around here. Motherfucker, if you got a goddamn problem with me, bitch-ass motherfucker, you can see me out in public.
Oh, at least the comedy bone is still intact. Man, how funny is that? That's almost as funny as watching him think that he still has some internet power over people. But for him to talk tough is quite honestly some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. It's like watching Squarework Media call somebody out to a duel. Right? Oh, he can see you, can he? Well, give him a call then and go see him. There, internet boy. Can you imagine, dude? And it's fine if you have asthma and you can't breathe, and therefore you can't fight. That's fine. Just say I can't breathe and I can't fight. But don't just sit here and act so tough on the internet. Come see me, boy.
What's up with all y'all talking about me dying and people killing me? Nah, it's a really weird time right now for y'all to be saying some shit.
It says Deerdorf and Adam. So who are these killers y'all speak of? We'd like to know, especially after yesterday's horrible event.
Like that,
No weirder than last week, because you were still strung out on Adderall then and starting shit with everybody possible, right? Inviting junkies over to your house to pay, 10, 11 grand for their phone? And you think it's surprising that people say that you could die? It's still so crazy to try to tie this Charlie Kirk thing to you, man, and your little crybaby obsession with Adam. I mean, I can hear the nail being driven in. I don't know if it's the final one yet, but it's close to it.
Adam Calhoun, You're done, bud. You're done. After yesterday, everybody's fed the fuck up. Everybody's fed up. If you fuck with Adam Calhoun 1%, I don't ever want to talk to you at all.
You remember, I know all y'all remember, when that used to work. When he would say, everybody's fed up with you. Everybody is so fed up with you. Even the people who weren't, when they watch their little hero, right, their little tits in a red cape, say, everybody is so fed up with you. They would go, wait, yeah, I am pretty upset. Wait a minute. Fuck that guy. It used to work, and it's so cute to watch him still think that works, right? And then he proceeds. Look, it's the formula. He's done it for years. And then he follows that up by saying, you know what? If anybody so much as smells this guy's fart or plays his music or even looks at him or follows him on Instagram, whatever he says, I can't remember exactly, but it's something along the lines of, if anybody has anything to do with this guy, don't ever talk to me again. I want nothing to do with you. Well, there's only like sub 10 people that even fuck with you, dude. You're right. I'm pretty sure you don't let Beth listen to Adam Calhoun. Last I've heard, she's not allowed to have a phone. Yeah, so what, your landscaper? Who are we talking about, dude? This shit doesn't work anymore. And I get it. You know, when you have a power for so many years, I'm sure there's some judge out there that's been retired for a couple years that still has a little gavel in his home office and slams it down once in a while just for nostalgia. Everybody's fed up, right, guys? Right? We're all fed up, ain't we?
I'm not fucking associated.
If you go to any of his comments, about probably 50% or more of the comments are people like, dude, I just want you to be okay. You need help. You need to talk to somebody. You need to do something over and over and over and over and over again.
With anybody that likes anything about somebody who says heinous, evil shit about babies, like Adam Calhoun did the other day.
Well, damn. You can't even talk to yourself. You remember that one baby that was at the bottom of a lake out west? You remember that baby? Man, that was a pretty
somebody's
heinous shit you said about her,
yeah.
wasn't it? Just saying.
I'm not gonna fuck with you. If you
16, 17 years old.
I'm gonna talk to you.
Dude, it's clear you listen to it. You've been reciting lyrics of his for months now on multiple Instagram stories. So that's not even the funniest part. What you just tried to do there, you just try to switch it up and say, nah, man, if you try to off people for freedom of speech, I don't mess with you, man. I don't mess with you, man. And try to throw it on Adam. Dude, Adam was actually visibly upset about a guy who made it his life's mission to exercise his freedom of speech. Was visibly upset, literally got on his platform and cried tears just at the loss of this man. You, on the other hand, are upset that he, as a rapper, metaphorically said that he wanted to put one in your little chubby chest.
It is a good video, very good video.
Reference your titties.
What's up with y'all talking about the Kylie Rodney shit? Ain't nobody talked about that in a long time.
Yeah, I don't know where you've been, but we've all talked about that. It's been literally the talking point.
You're an idiot for talking about it.
Reasons of your downfall that we've all spoke on. Me personally have spoken on it a lot because it's one of the most egregious things you've done, and still to this day remain completely unapologetic about it. You have no qualms about it. You have no problem with the fact that you absolutely shit on some poor little girl. You have no problem with it. And now, you know, it's just all of us talking about it. Oh, well, how did you resurface that case that's still wide the fuck open?
What's up with that? Because it's weird that y'all start talking about that, and then the lawyer that I have, well, she doesn't want to be a part of this case anymore.
Oh no. The lawyer that's representing him versus Kylie Rodney's family, which you're suing him for defamation, for saying that she was fake, saying it's a GoFundMe scam, saying that the dad isn't real, the grandpa's the dad, the dad's the grandpa, whatever, all that shit. His lawyer dropped the case.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what karma looks like.
He said he uses Adderall in studio. That's how he writes his music.
In the flesh. Oh, man, your lawyer doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. Poor fella. Poor fella. It's got to be Adam's fault for bringing it up again, among the other 150,000 people who voice their opinion at least once a week of what a piece of shit you were for doing that to her. But hey, man, yeah, good luck on that case, old buddy.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to say my lawyer's name yet because I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, but...
You mean Cynthia Sherwood? Down at Sherwood Boutique?
She ghosted him.
In Nashville, Tennessee? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm not going to say my lawyer's name yet because I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, but...
You mean Cynthia Sherwood? Down at Sherwood Boutique in Nashville, Tennessee? Is that what you're talking about? I think any self-respecting person at this point wouldn't represent this idiot anyway. So good luck finding a lawyer too, by the way, buddy.
Yeah, apparently after I've done all this shit involving this case, the past fucking I don't know how many years, after all the money I've paid, the deposition, all this, oh man, the money, oh my God, the money. I've spent so much money fighting this case, and the case is fucking crazy. It's so simple. I don't believe that somebody is real. I still don't believe that they're real.
Imagine that. So all you people out there that had so much problem with me, right? You know, I agree with you on everything. Gotcha, man. No, I'm with you. Yeah. No.
By the way, he did come out and say that she was real at one point, but obviously he made it. You could tell he didn't believe it. He was just saying it because somebody told him to. And now he's coming out and saying, nope, I don't believe she's real.
My dude spun out, man. So all you people out there that had so much problem with me, right? You know, I agree with you on everything. Gotcha, man. No, I'm with you. Yeah, nah, dude spun out, man. Yeah, nah, dude's been railing Adderall over there and just literally crashing out. But you keep on bringing up the fact that he said that about that Kylie Rodney girl. Gotcha, man. And haven't you seen the video where he admitted she was real? Gotcha, man. Just lay off of him, man. He did admit she was real. Yeah. I don't want to hear that shit anymore.
Ryan Upchurch is falling from grace, and I'm here for it. Here's the Alex Jones thing we were talking about. Breaking intel, NYT and LA Times, New York Times, LA Times, reported Charlie Kirk being shot on September 9th, the day before his assassination, plus Amazon Books. This New York Times, LA Times, not true. Plus Amazon Books had the shooting of Charlie Kirk posted one day before his murder. Eyewitnesses accounts in Utah also revealed people in the crowd claimed they knew he was about to be killed. Was this pre-planned, coordinated event designed to trigger a new American Civil War?
Now, Grok confirmed this. I went and looked it up and confirmed it. I saw this.
By the way, it looks like not only do you have to like save the date, you can put in any date you want to. You can't change the metadata, which is the submitted date. But it looks like you can put in any publication date that you want, which makes sense because let's say I wrote a book 5 years ago and it's never been on Amazon. And then I want to put it on Amazon. I don't want it to say today. I want it to say the date I wrote it, right? The publication date. Also, all Grok said is it looks like they're talking about this book with a publication date of this date. That's all Grok said.
Now, Grok confirmed this.
It's weird when Grok supports the left. They always say it's woke, it's broken, Elon needs to fix it, they need to shut it down. But
and looked it up and confirmed it. I saw this last night, and I wanted to wait and check. And a whole bunch of corporate publications, a full day before Charlie was shot, put out articles saying Charlie Kirk was shot and killed, but just the headline. And the people there were chanting, and we have the audio, you hear the crowd, the noise, there's all the witnesses they were saying. It's kind of like, kill Charlie Kirk. You know, it's like the crazy man that stabbed the Ukrainian girl in the throat. You got to listen real carefully, but he says twice, I got that white girl, but you know, he's in a train, so you have to really listen carefully. But you can hear it in there. I don't know if it'll translate over AM radio out there. Probably will on FM, but it's all over X if you want to see it. And you know, the cheering, yeah, once it happens, yeah, they're looking, yeah, yeah. And so I've got all the postings in the town by leftists and train.
I'm not saying this photo is fake. He was probably just caught in an emotion doing something else. You know, he's probably not cheering. But this is the fakest looking photo I've ever seen in my life. Why is he 4 times the size of the people in the background? This looks like Owen Schroyer with long hair. This is the fakest looking photo I've ever fucking seen. This might be real. Okay? This might be real. And he was just caught in some type of emotion. Maybe he's yelling at somebody and it looks like he's cheering because his hands are up. But this is the fakest looking fucking photo I've ever seen in my life. Can you guys tell this? It looks like you cut him out with scissors and used Elmer's glue to put him on the photo. Why does it look so fucking fake? Oh, someone broke down why we're talking about fake shit. Someone broke down why the Trump video looks so fake. There's a lot of weird issues with it. Like it was recorded in 27 frames per second, but it was uploaded in 60 frames. It's just, it looks AI, but it's not. The Charlie Kirk speech from the teleprompter that Trump did, it's not AI. There's too many background details going on. You can see the teleprompter in the window. You can see the reflection of his hand on the desk when he lifts his finger. You can see the cameraman moving in the reflection, lit up by the teleprompter. It's not fake. This looks fake as fuck, dude. This is the fakest looking photo I've ever seen.
People that, hey, he's getting liquidated tomorrow. He's getting dissolved tomorrow. Something big's going to happen. He's going to go bye-bye.
You got him, Alex, finally. The gay frogs have finally come home to roost.
And then there's this, and I'll play that to show you the stuff in a moment, but look at this. Let's put this on screen from Amazon. Put the full screen up, please. The shooting of Charlie Kirk. Yeah, blow that up. Why does Amazon have the shooting of Charlie Kirk by Anastasia J. Casey posted one day before he was murdered, and then they updated it, and it's on the Internet Archive. That's been checked. It happened a day, September 9th. So it was already out there, and then they updated it today. Publication date, September 9th. The FBI needs to be knocking down some doors over there.
Those who are seeing this all about Charlie Kirk, first of all, I am devastated. I am stressed. I hope he's okay. I was just Googling this, and something blew my mind. This just happened September 10th. If you look on Google right now, 19 hours ago, posted by New York Times and Los Angeles Times, 19 hours ago, saying Charlie Kirk was shot. 19 hours ago would have been September 9th. Today's the 10th. This doesn't make sense. 19 hours ago. 19 hours ago. Today is the 10th. This doesn't make sense. How could the New York Times and Los Angeles Times report 19 hours ago that he had been shot when this just happened September 10th?
Uh-oh. Amazon did it. You know, their delivery drivers are dedicated. Eugene Weekly, are you triggered? As Trump administration attacks trans people, some queer folks are armed and ready to bash back.
Yes, I'm here to say. All right, great. So do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Too many.
Oh, no, he's not going to show it, is he? I don't think I could show it on stream. Maybe this small. Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing allows an individual to input a publication date. It is different than a submitted date, which is automatically included in the metadata. There you go. There's your fact check.
5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
I covered it for the most part. It's pretty gruesome. It's a tough watch. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Steven Crowder, overnight, he published it about 7 a.m. this morning on X. Was given by law enforcement, ATF, DHS. Their own internal report that they got the rifle, the shells in the magazine with all the different trans and anti-fascist carvings.
Damn it. That's even the Wall Street Journal is walking that story back. Hold on. Let me move this so I don't keep showing it. So the Wall Street Journal reported this and said they got a tip that it happened, and they're walking it back saying that they've talked to more people associated with the case, and no one else is saying this. No one else is saying this whatsoever. Yeah, I don't know if this is true or not. I can't confirm or deny. It seems like Wall Street Journal got a tip that they believed in. But since then, they've walked that back and said, well, we're not sure if this is true or not. I tell you, if I ever snap one day, somebody delete this video after I'm dead. If I ever snap one day, I'm going to carve the craziest MAGA stuff into all the bullets. I'm going to wear a MAGA hat. I'm going to wear one of those Trump mugshot t-shirts. Just wait.
On it. And they put that out because they're concerned that...
All right, stop showing angles of the shooting.
The information would be suppressed. Just like they released information within hours, within 15 minutes of them being there, to Kyle Seraphin, FBI whistleblower. They told him because we're concerned they're going to cover this up 100%. This is a shooter, and it was. And just like an actual shooter, it would take years to find out it was a transfer. If it was left old leadership. But they don't.
It's a cover-up. So he published it, and now it's a cover-up because no one's supporting it. Let me see if we can find this. I do think that MSNBC sounded pretty dumb saying, I'll give them this, right? They sounded pretty dumb when they said, we don't know if it was a Trump supporter, a MAGA person firing off their gun in celebration. That's pretty dumb. Okay. That's a pretty dumb statement to make. Is it true? Yeah. It could have been somebody firing the gun in celebration or dropped it or negligent discharge, but it's pretty dumb, pretty tone deaf to say when we still don't know. That was rough to watch. It made them sound so fucking retarded. Even if they thought that was what happened, you can't say that until it's confirmed, especially when there's a guy. Seeing the video, he was dead. Discord was like, well, the AP's saying, he was dead. He was dead. That was it. He was dead.
Oh, they're sick of it. So that's good. We got good people more and more in there that have the courage to speak out and get the information out. All right. I want to get to Trump's statement here, but I want to show you something first, okay? Now, Grok confirmed this. I went and looked it up and confirmed it. I saw this last night, and I wanted to wait and check.
By the way, the right on social media is just outright making threats. We're coming for you. You opened a can of worms that you shouldn't have. We're going to end it. None of you guys are safe now. All this shit, right? Here's Steven Crowder's post. Exclusive this morning, my team received an email from officer at ATF. The email includes a screenshot from what appears to be an internal message describing a weapon cartridges located by the ATF and other law enforcement near the scene of the Charlie Kirk shooting at Utah Valley State University. On September 10th, 2025, at approximately 12:24 p.m., conservative political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot and killed by the Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. Mr. Kirk was speaking at the university as part of the American Comeback Tour. Multiple SLC and SLC 1 and 3 agents responded immediately. The suspect fired one shot from elevated position on a rooftop in an adjacent building on the campus, and the surveillance video shows the suspect jumping off and fleeing the area on foot. ATF and other law enforcement located an older model imported Mauser 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel in a wooded area near the campus. The location of the firearm appears to match the suspect's route of travel. The spent cartridges was still chambered in addition to 3 unspent rounds at the top-fed magazine. All cartridges have been engraved wording on them, expressing transgender and anti-fascist ideology. An emergency trace has been submitted, and ATF SLC is working leads generated by the trace. The firearm and ammunition have been taken by the FBI for DNA analysis and fingerprint impressions. Upon completion of forensics, the firearm will be disassembled for additional importer information. Multiple people of interest have been contacted and detained because of eyewitness testimony and review of video footage. The primary suspect is yet to be identified. ATF is assisting in the investigation with multiple other federal, state, and local partners, and the case is co-led by the FBI and Utah SBI. That's what Steven Crowder claims. Steven Crowder's not above lying, but he claims that he receives this, and he claims that he trusts it because it's from somebody that he thinks is actually a member of the ATF, right? Let me go to the Wall Street Journal real quick. Give me a second. Everybody's getting fired for saying they didn't have any empathy. I saw the dean of the college some local college workers near here. Like, holy shit. Early bulletin said ammunition in Kirk shooting was engraved with transgender and anti-fascist rhetoric. According to a preliminary internal report circulated inside the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, federal and local officials recovered ammunition with the rifle that appeared to be engraved with statements expressing, quote, this is a quote, expressing transgender and anti-fascist ideologies, end quote. But a senior law enforcement official with direct knowledge of the investigation cautioned that report had not been verified by ATF analysts. It did not match other summaries of the evidence and might turn out to have been misread or misinterpreted. In fast-moving investigations, such status reports are not made public because they often contain a mixture of accurate and inaccurate information. So we have no idea if that's true or not.
And a whole bunch of corporate publications, a full day before Charlie was shot, put out articles saying Charlie Kirk was shot and killed with just the headline. And the people there were chanting, and you have the audio, you hear the crowd, the noise, there's all the witnesses that were saying, it's kind of like, it's like the crazy man that stabbed the Ukrainian girl in the throat. You got to listen real carefully. He says twice, I got that white girl, but he's in a train, so you have to listen carefully. But you can hear it in there.
Why would he leave the weapon behind? So what they think is happened is there is apparently video of him limping at one point. They think that it's a Mauser. It's a big gun, and it doesn't exactly break down to fit in his backpack. They think that he had it in his pants leg and like up through his shirt, underneath his shirt. He jumped, he made it away from the scene, he took the weapon with him. What they're thinking is that he stashed it to move more naturally so he didn't have this weird stilted walk and probably move faster once he got out of the immediate area there.
I don't know if it'll translate over AM radio out there, probably on FM, but it's all over X, you want to see it. And the cheering, yeah, once it happens, yeah, they're looking, yeah, yeah. And so I've got all the postings in the town by leftists and trans people today. He's getting liquidated tomorrow. He's getting dissolved tomorrow.
He could be also be injured because of the jumping. That's right. But they've got a video of him limping pre-shooting. So they think the Mauser was stuck down his pant leg.
Something big's gonna happen. He's gonna go bye-bye. And then there's this, and I'll play that, show you the stuff in a moment, but look at this. Let's put this on screen from Amazon. Put the full screen up, please. The shooting of Charlie Kirk. Yeah, blow that up. Why does Amazon have the shooting?
I just don't want I'll make it full screen, but if the video pops up again, I'm gonna have to stop it. I can't show that.
Jay Casey posted one day before he was murdered, and then they updated it, and it's on the Internet Archive. That's been checked. It happened a day, September 9th.
You can put in whatever date you want.
So it's already out there, and then they updated it today. Publication date, September 9th. The FBI needs to be knocking down some doors over there.
Yeah, especially for an author that doesn't exist and a made-up name in an AI book.
So,
sure.
These people aren't playing games. And it was a big meme out there, and we're going to kill Charlie Kirk. Now, guys, put that hashtag up that Rob told me about. There's a hashtag.
So Phil came out and said it was real. Everything was real. Like it's leftist lunatics. That's why he really doesn't do it, because he couldn't draw the crowd that he claims that he has on the internet. Right? His crowd would be orders of magnitude smaller than Charlie Kirk's crowd, and he claims that he has millions more people watching, right? But he claims this is why he doesn't do it, because it's such a threat and he can't blah, 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 whatever, right? Then someone in his chat suggested that because he's wearing an Oakley shirt that it's a false flag, and then he started running with that none of it's real.
In a moment, we'll just show the feed of it. On X and elsewhere, rip Bozo. And there's a lot of countering it now with praise, but it's other people celebrating it. We're partying it. It's a great thing. Light up them cigars. Rest in piss. You won't be missed. So, yeah, just keep showing it. I mean, these are sick people. We'll show a compilation of them celebrating in a moment. But do you understand? Now let's show this video. Here it is, the shooting of Charlie Kirk, a comprehensive account of the Utah Valley University attack and aftermath, and America's response. Did you want a time machine?
Or they put him whatever date they wanted to.
September 9th, the Utah killing, and they're all there. He's dead. Something big tomorrow. No police on the roof. What the hell is this? Now, it gets worse. Key West just asked, why does Amazon have the shooting of Charlie Kirk by Anastasia Casey posted one day before he was murdered? Now, this lady noticed, and people asked me, so I'm responding to them. Alex Jones, something for you to check out. Given this is right up your alley and you have the resources to do so. Well,
I hate how... Does Alex Jones not trust computers at all? Like, he even prints off tweets to himself.
Wall Street H posted this a little while ago. They're credible folks. We checked it, though. Sure, the New York Times and LA Times had articles published about Charlie Kirk being shot before he actually was. That's how they reported 3 hours before They caught Oswald. It was Oswald in the Asian papers because they got their times messed up. They reported WT7 was blown up an hour before it was blown up. Exactly how it was blown up. Wall Street 8 posted this a little bit ago. The New York Times and LA Times had articles published about Charlie Kirk being shot where he actually was. Screenshots and video posted. And Grok checked it and said it is accurate. Grok's findings at the end of the video. Here is the video.
Thanks for seeing this all about Charlie Kirk. First of all, I am devastated. I'm stressed. I hope he's okay. I was just Googling this and something blew my mind. This just happened September 10th. If you look on Google right now, 19 hours ago, posted by New York Times and Los Angeles Times, 19 hours ago, saying Charlie Kirk was shot. 19 hours ago would have been September 9th. Today's the 10th. This doesn't make sense. 19 hours ago. 19 hours ago. Today is the 10th. This doesn't make sense.
It's indexing the time that they last checked their top news stories, right? That's going to feed you into a page that has their top whatever.
How could the New York Times and Los Angeles Times report 19 hours ago that he had been shot when this just happened September 10th? Am I crazy? Am I crazy?
Now, in a moment,
yes.
we're going to play, each will be hours long, we play them all, but just some of the celebrations. And these people are doctors and lawyers and nurses and school teachers, mainly it's school teachers in Florida, New York, California, Texas. Just like they celebrated when the girls that were white drowned in the floods. White people, black people, celebrating it. And then they don't know everybody's just posting it, and then they're getting hundreds of calls at their businesses, and they're all getting fired. Again, they're disconnected from reality. This is real violence. It's like the people cheering right up in the front row when his neck blows open and blood sprays, and they're like, yeah, like their team just scored a touchdown. Because they've never been in a fight. They've never been in any reality.
Sorry.
To them, it's all a simulation, like because they're NPCs. And they're having these orgasmic events of celebration over all of this. So these are really evil, weak, pathetic people, but they've got all sorts of evil organizations backing them up. And Podesta wants a civil war to drive Trump and America for power, and then they say they're coming after all of us. They want to do to all of you, normal, decent people, every race, color, and creed that love God and freedom and aren't diseased spiritually like them. They want to kill every one of us. This is a globalist con.
Here's what Grok said. No, the claim isn't real. The image seems edited. The New York Times URL doesn't match the real article's URL and their actual reports. They probably edited two images together, one with the Charlie Kirk thing and one to a different URL that was posted 19 hours ago. And the actual reports on the September 10th shooting were published after the event, not before. Sources like CNN and BBC confirmed the timeline.
When you hear, oh, the left's soft on crime, they're dumb. No, they know defunding the police. They know letting violent criminals out. Does this? They admit that's their plan. That's the civic plan. That's the globalist plan. That's how they did it over in Russia in 1917. So there's a manhunt for this person. They say they're tracking them and closing in. They brainwash them. They're victims. And you're not accepted. So you go out and kill kids and kill society. And when this crazy killed those kids a few weeks ago in Minnesota, people came out and massively celebrated that as well. You Christians, you deserve this. You Catholics, these are sick people. When they find out they're grocery store managers and lawyers, and none of them know about killing. None of them know, but they sure want to go out and promote others doing it. Here's just a short compilation of the celebrations.
So on behalf of everybody else, I got this shit. Charlie Kirk was a fucking Nazi. He was a fucking Nazi. And you know what kind of Nazi is the best Nazi? A dead one.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
Dude, I can't blame a lot of these people.
You support Charlie Kirk shooter? Would you shoot somebody like Charlie Kirk?
Charlie Kirk, he wants to be pew pew. That's why he fights so hard.
Empathy is dangerous to society, so no one should give a fuck that he's dead.
I think somebody just took a shot at one of the Fantastash's favorite 5-mile-wide mouthpieces, Charles Chuckle Kirk.
I like pissed off bartending.
Yeah, I know that it's somewhat object of mockery to say thoughts and prayers, but thoughts and prayers for his family.
Oh, shots and prayers.
And they need it from all of us. And Jesse's right. If they can do this, they are capable of anything. I think that was the message. I believe that was the message. It's really hard to radicalize Republicans.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're not the radical type. But if you thought that...
Dude, if you want to see how they treat political violence, look at Nancy Pelosi's husband. Charlie Kirk raised money through his audience to post bail for Paul Pelosi's attacker and said, why is this guy still in jail? Why is he in jail? What did he do? We want him out.
You were going to shut a movement down. You're going to get a rude awakening. You woke us the fuck up.
All right. This is just now breaking. President Trump announces he's awarding Charlie Kirk a posthumous Presidential Medal of Freedom. We're all Charlie Kirk now.
They made horrible jokes about it, about a male prostitute or whatever, about, you know, him getting hit with a hammer and all this shit. The guy tried to kill him with a fucking hammer.
A backfire, but they're going for it. And they're so emboldened.
And there's body cam of it. Like,
They believe they're the ruling class. The minions of it, the scum, believe they're our rulers. They believe our children belong to them. They believe our money belongs to them. They believe
it's not true. Steven Crowder said it was his hooker. He has gay men lover, and they got into a lover's quarrel while Nancy was out of town, and blah, blah, blah. Like, they all made fun of it. They all made jokes. Charlie Kirk, it was political violence then, and it was a fucking joke. Then one of their buddies fucking dies, and now it's like, oh my God, I can't believe the left would do this. Radical liberals who haven't even been caught, interrogated, talked to, nothing yet.
And now because they see humanity waking up to the same all over the world, the left is going into their final form. This is where they were always taking us. So Charlie Kirk, a real man, a real hero in the information war. We salute him and his family. We pray for his family. We're going to support his family. And TPUSA is just going to get even stronger, getting all these young people to register to vote, thousands and thousands of people showing up at colleges everywhere. They were so scared of him. You can't win, dog.
I don't know. I can't see the future. Turning Point might die. Turning Point might be done. I can imagine a lot of people not wanting to be associated with Turning Point now just because of the optics and the safety-related issues.
If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Every guest we've interviewed in studio, I've given our ultramethylene blue to, and they've all been blown away. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't
not a grifter. Ultramethylene blue.
all
idiots.
Are great and have amazing health effects, but this one hits 99% of people within 30 minutes, and the long-term effects are even more amazing. So secure your ultramethylene blue now, the most powerful you can get on the market at theologicalstore.com, and fund the tip of the spear in the fight for liberty and supercharge your own personal life. Believe me.
I want to show you something, I think. Trump's putting him on Air Force One. Why? Because you can't lose a good martyr, right? Let me show you something if I can. You have to give me just a second. Sorry. I can't get this update, but I'm doing it a different way. Give me just a second. You can't waste a good martyr, and history tells us that. Yes, some of the most famous martyrs were horrible. Just watch.
To truly understand the ramifications of what happened yesterday in Utah to Charlie Kirk, we need to look back 90 years ago to what happened to two Nazi Party members when they were also assassinated. Horst Wessel, who would go on to become one of the images of Nazi martyrdom culture. The other, Ernst von Rath, a diplomat in Paris, which would go to kick off Kristallnacht, or the Night of Shattered Glass, one of the earliest and usually considered the start of the Holocaust. So who was Horst Wessel? Well, he was a perfect young little Nazi. He was an SA member, the Sturmabteilung. He was also a leader in that organization, a storm leader, as they called them. Horst also was a literal pimp. He ran prostitutes, and this is what got him into trouble with some of the local communists, who would go on to shoot him in the literal face. Horst had been active in right-wing politics since he was 15 years old, and it's very important to understand that the Nazi Party was looking for someone to become a martyr. Their chief propagandist, Joseph Goebbels, had already tried to make other people martyrs for the Nazi Party, but in Horst Wessel,
they already tried to force people in becoming Nazi martyrs.
Found the perfect figure. Horst had spent much of the last 5 years doing street battles with the socialists and the communists, and being the perfect Nazi Party member. So before Horst was even dead, you had the entire propaganda arm of the party working in overtime to spin this into a major martyrdom cause. You had literally Joseph Goebbels meeting with this man's mother before she went to see him at the hospital. And in Horst they found
before she went to see her son at the hospital, the leaders of the party were already meeting her. I'm just studying. Watch how Trump handles this. The pinning of the awards, the the running around with his wife and kids. Trump will probably have an image of him holding them up and kissing them and holding them up to a crowd and talking about how they're going to be the future. And just watch.
Perfect icon of cause. You had literally Joseph Goebbels meeting with this man's mother before she went to see him at the hospital. And in Horst, they found the picture-perfect icon of Nazism. And he would go on to inspire many, many things surrounding the culture and cult of Nazi martyrdom. Not only was Horst ubiquitous in Nazi propaganda, the official song of the Nazi party was changed to his name. The Horst Wessel song it became known as. And a few short years later, it would become the national anthem of Nazi Germany. Historian Alan Wilkes would note in the Nuremberg rallies that he did a lot more for the Nazi party image as a dead pimp than he'd ever done as a live party member. And something to really keep in mind.
He did more for the party as a dead pimp than he ever did as a live party member.
Is this all happens before the Nazis are in power. And we can see this already in the martyrdom cult that has sprung up around Ashley Babbitt, the Jan 6 rioter, or Lincoln Riley. We also saw people immediately spinning up conspiracy theories that this was the responsibility of one of their perceived political enemies. This is still ongoing and escalating. Now, the second death in 1938, 5 years into the Nazi rule, shows us a much darker potential of where this could lead to. Because the assassination in Paris of Ernst von Rath, that leads us directly into Kristallnacht, or the Night of Shattered Glass, that dozens and dozens of Jewish people were killed, thousands of businesses and homes were ransacked, and synagogues burned to the ground in the hundreds. It is also a time where one of my relatives and her husband...
Oh shit, I didn't mean to click off that. They got them all mad about the events, about the martyr, and turned them loose and blamed it on the Jews. Sorry, I'll catch back up to where we were. Blame on the Jews. That was the night of the broken glass. Okay? It was an attack on Jews carried out by the Nazis party over this shit, right? And it went into it, and they destroyed all these businesses. They killed all these. Just listen to him, I guess.
Had spent much of the last 5 years doing street battles with the socialists and the communists, and being the perfect Nazi party member. So before Horst was even dead, you had the entire propaganda arm of the party working in overtime to spin this into a major martyrdom cause. You had literally Joseph Goebbels meeting with this man's mother before she went to see him at the hospital. And
all right, listen real quick. Among those expelled was the family of Sendal and Riva Grisenspan, Polish Jews who had immigrated to Germany in 1911 and settled in Hanover, Germany. At the trial of Adolf Eichmann in 1961, Sendal recounted the events of their deportation from Hanover on the night of 27 October 1938. Then they took us in police trucks and prisoners' lorries, about 20 men in each truck, and they took us to the railway station. The streets were full of people shouting, Juden Ross, off knock, I can't say this, Jews, get out, go to Palestine, is what they were saying. Their 17-year-old son, Herschel, was living in Paris with an uncle. Herschel received a postcard from his family from the Polish border describing the family's expulsion. No one told us what was up, but we realized this was going to be the end. We don't have a penny. Could you send us something? He received the postcard on 3rd of November, 1938. On the morning of Monday, the 7th of November, 1938, he purchased a revolver and a box of bullets, then went to the German embassy and asked to see the embassy official. After he was taken to the office of Nazi diplomat Ernst von Roth, he fired 5 bullets at von Roth, 2 of which hit him in the abdomen. Von Roth was a professional diplomat with a foreign office who expressed anti-Nazi sympathies, largely based on the Nazis' treatment of the Jews, and was under Gestapo investigation for being politically unreliable. However, he also argued that the anti-Semitic laws were necessary to allow Volksgemeinschaft to flourish. He made no attempt to escape the French police and freely confessed the shooting. In his pocket, he carried a postcard to his parents with the message, "May God forgive me. I must protest so that the whole world hears my protest. And that I will do." It is widely assumed that the assassination was politically motivated, but historian Hans-Jürgen Doscher says the shooting may have been the result of a love affair gone wrong, and that Grinspan and Von Roth had become intimate after they met in Le Boeuf, I can't say these places, which is a popular meeting place for gay and bisexual men at the time. So this is the guy. Once he was dead, that was their rally cry. The same way they're going to make this about Charlie Kirk, the same way social media is already like, you've unleashed us. You've opened this can of worms. None of you are safe. We're coming after you. We're getting you fired. We'll show up. We're doxing people. This is the same mentality. They attacked one of us. They're going to do it to the rest of us. We got to stop them. Except instead of Jews, it's anybody who doesn't support Trump because you're lefts.
First, they found the picture-perfect icon of Nazism, and he would go on to inspire many, many things surrounding the culture and cult of Nazi martyrdom. Not only was Horst ubiquitous in Nazi propaganda, the official song of the Nazi Party was changed to his name. The Horst Wessel song it became known as, and a few short years later, it would become the co-national anthem of Nazi Germany. Historian Alan Wilkes would note in the Nuremberg rallies that he did a lot more for the Nazi Party image.
Horst Wessel did a great deal more for the Nazi image as a dead pimp than he ever did as a live party member. It didn't matter who he was, what he stood for, what his job was. I mean, they've got that kind of in Charlie Kirk, but it's not going to matter the horrible things he said. They'll dismiss all of that, right? They'll dismiss everything about him because he's this good martyr now, and he'll be more famous in death than he ever was in life.
As a dead,
especially if they get something to pop off, and they're like, "This is the spark that started it all."
That he'd ever done as a live party member. And something to really keep in mind is this all happens before the Nazis are in power. And we can see this already in the martyrdom cult that has sprung up around Ashley Babbitt, the Jan 6 rioter, or
yes.
Laken Riley. We also saw people...
Laken Riley especially. Laken Riley is the rallying cry to hate immigrants.
Immediately spinning up conspiracy theories that this was the responsibility of one of their perceived political enemies. This is still ongoing and escalating. Now, the second death in 1938, 5 years into the Nazi rule, shows us a much darker potential of where this could lead to. Because the assassination in Paris of Ernst von Rath, that leads us directly into Kristallnacht, or the Night of Shattered Glass, that dozens and dozens of Jewish people were killed, thousands of businesses and homes were ransacked, and synagogues burned to the ground in the hundreds. It is also a time where one of my relatives and her husband were shot in their living room, an old woman and her husband. Because in 1938, 8 years after Horst Wessel, they had mastered the creativity and the marketing of martyr culture.
Robles.
A desired thing to do, to sacrifice yourself for your nation and race. The November pogroms of September 9th and 10th went on in many cases for weeks in some parts of Germany, Austria, and Czechoslovakia. And we have to understand, this is about a year before World War II kicks off with the invasion of Poland. Well, at least in Europe, as Imperial Japan and Fascist Italy had already launched their wars many years earlier. And this fanaticism will continue growing until the wars end. And for some people, they never broke with their fanatical devotion to the Nazi cause. Fascists create martyrs so that they can inspire more violence and inspire people to join their cause and sacrifice themselves for it. This is the value of it.
I think they're primed for it. I think that I'm not in control of that. I don't think that we're in control of that. I think they're primed for it. I think there's people that will do it. I think there'll be probably lone retaliatory attacks or attempts attacks against people. But I think Trump wields that power right now. If he says it, yeah, I think there'll be enough people that if he says go to the street, it's time for blood, or we got to stop these people before they stop, or whatever. Yeah.
Is very powerful.
I do think, regardless if Trump says nothing, which nothing like that, I still think that there'll probably be these copycat retaliatory that will hear somebody got busted plotting to fucking kill, what's his name that just did the, who was the guy that just did the Jubilee, former news host? Hassan, I can't fucking remember. I like people like that.
Especially infused with the politics and religious culture of the movement. Charlie Kirk is now a symbol for a much darker politics than even the politics that he spread, a politics that demands vengeance, and one that is being called for by some of the...
Mehdi Hassan. Sorry, I couldn't think of it. Like people like Mehdi Hassan or a real high-profile person.
Cause and sacrifice themselves for it. This is the value of it, and it is very powerful, especially infused with the politics and religious culture of the movement.
Thanks, Billy.
Is now a symbol for a much darker politics than even the politics that he spread, a politics that demands vengeance, and one that is being called for by some of the richest and most powerful people on earth right now, as I speak, all across the internet. The normalization of assassination as a political tactic is...
Mariah, I'm not going to mention any names. Mariah has family members that are crying, that are crashing out over this, that are like fucking crazy. They've already convinced themselves that this is not right versus left, but the fact that Charlie Kirk grifted, I think, but talked a lot about being a devout Christian. I don't think he was, but this is about Christ, because the Christians, no offense to you if you're a Christian, the Christians have a persecution complex where they're the freest, most accepted, most ignored fucking religion in the goddamn world, right? No one goes after them. No one tries to, but they always think they're coming at. I was taught this when I was in church, when I was little, right? They're coming for a prayer and they're coming for Bibles and they won't let you do this and they want to murder baby. They've already got this complex. And now that this guy posted the times about being a Christian and talked about his faith and he wanted to be remembered, blah, 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 even though he wasn't a very good Christian, if he was a Christian at all, they've already convinced themselves that it's not about Trump. It's not about the right wing. It's about taking down Christians.
Is something that causes a democracy to collapse. Because once this is seen as something that is okay to use, it will be used, and often. Right now, even though things are incredibly terrible in the United States, it is only seeing a fraction of the violence possible in a fascist takeover, and not even half of what was happening in late Weimar. We cannot even imagine how dangerous this could go.
It's the same group of people that make excuses when Donald Trump is talking about a firing squad killing Liz Cheney. They're like, oh, no. What he actually meant was maybe she might join the army, and when she joins the military, she goes overseas, then she gets captured, and exactly 9 people are pointing guns at her because she was captured, and she might feel different then. No, the fuck he wasn't. Right? Like, Donald Trump has been calling and turning and fucking wrenching up the rhetoric and the pressure and for years. And they're like, the left has got to stop this. They're terrorists.
If these norms are finally transgressed in full. Right now, we are on the razor's edge. But I can tell you, after Utah, well, things are very different now. Now, please do some engagement. Please donate if you can. And I would love it if you could leave some comments below.
All right, I got one more before I got to go. You want to see some Congress people get very upset when we talk about gender affirming care, okay? Gender affirming care is not just for trans people. It is some type of care that makes you look what you think the ideal person of your gender looks like. So it could be a breast reduction or breast implants or a liposuction or fucking anything, Botox, right? If I went and got pecs implanted, because I've never had, even when I was like super in shape, I never had really good pecs. If I got pec implants, that's gender affirming care. I want to look more manly. I want to look more like the ideal man, right? I got pec implants. If I had a fucking dick enhancement, that's gender affirming care. If I got Botox, that's gender affirming care. People don't like when you mention that. Okay, especially Congress. Check this out. This is a fucking wild, dude. It had me rolling laughing.
How much time is left?
The gentlelady has
This is also Nancy Mace again.
9.5 minutes remaining.
Thank you. I would just like to point out that I think it's very interesting that my colleague from South Carolina is so obsessed with the issue of trans people, using horrible slurs to talk about them, when many people in this body have received gender-affirming care. Filler is gender-affirming care. Boob jobs is gender-affirming care. Botox is gender-affirming care. Lots of my colleagues have received gender-affirming care, and let me be clear, I think everyone should have access to the gender-affirming care that they need, and I think we should respect everybody in this country. With that, I yield back.
Ridiculous. You are absolutely ridiculous.
Lady is now recognized. Order. The House will be in order. The gentlelady and the gentleman will suspend. The House will be in order.
She's just fucking screaming about it. She's fucking screaming about it. Upset about the way her body looks, or that someone make a comment, which she never said. She just said many of my colleagues. She didn't specifically point her out, but she fucking screaming. Oh yeah, he did have ass implants, didn't he? He blew one out in the race and someone gave him his ass or something during a lawnmower race. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for people feeling more comfortable. Like if you want bigger tits or smaller tits, come on. But if you want bigger tits or lifted tits or fucking labiaplasty or whatever it is, you want some fucking roast beef, I don't care. Go get it. But who cares? Like, you can have a boob job, but you can't because you were born with a dick. Like, what the fuck? That seems weird. No? Nancy Mace thinks so. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. I am trying to move to getting on here earlier and starting earlier. I need to fix it. I need to fix my schedule desperately. I haven't been sleeping at all, and I keep making excuses to roll the schedule back. Sometimes they're legitimate excuses. Sometimes, I don't know. They're in my head, but I can't get started. So I do need to start rolling the show back forward. So be expecting that, hopefully. And yeah, thank you guys for the support. If you want to support the show financially, do that at buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. That's where I draw the money from when it's time for the light bill, the internet bill, or rent at the office or whatever. I'd greatly appreciate it. That'd be awesome. If you can't, no big deal. I enjoy you just guys watching, maybe share or whatever. Either way, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll see you around the next one. Have a good night.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the fork and balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are.
I like when they're bent over and they're hanging down, and you get them in counter-rotating circles, and you can hear them smack. That's what I like. The right pace. It's like a well-oiled machine.
You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off.
You gotta have some hip action because they'll try to do this. No good. Right? If they're both spinning the same direction, no good. You gotta get this going.
Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick
Couple well-timed thrusts.
shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need cheese.
No, not like the clackers.
False fucking profit. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit, swinging fucking
like an old worn out tether ball.
like he's King Kong.
Smack that thing around a pole a couple times.
Burst. I'll be your Huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his deck.
What a hell of a way to die. I'm all for it.
5G towers, cause you told him if he did, he get fucking super.
I want that printed on my tombstone,
I think I started some shit.
whether it happened or not.
It's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up.
Good night, guys.
You ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I